Hello and welcome back to Planet Crafter. We are playing the Humble DLC, and this is a new recording session, so I apologize if I forget a couple of things that I did at the end of last episode. Anyway, we have a lot of things to do this episode, and it's all kind of random. Some of it just is around more pressure generation and heat generation. So where am I at? This guy? Yeah, I want more pressure generation for gas extractor, which is something I need, but not super urgent. But I do really want that T2 ore extractor. And something else I want to get is the lake water collector up here, which we could just kind of sit on. But I just, it's a more convenient way of getting water. Over in the biomass area, we are going to unlock beehives pretty soon, as well as plant rocket, which I like plant rocket because it can really kind of shoot up our plant growth here. So we're doing pretty good. We did just sort of build at the end of the last episode the biolab. If we recall, this biolab here gets us bacteria sample, bioplastic nugget, fertilizer, explosive powder, and mutagen. I think what I want to do is get the means to produce some algae for this bacteria sample. Basically just figure out ways to get all the resources needed for these things. We expanded our farm in the last episode somewhat, so I do have the means to get eggplant pretty conveniently. Squash we'll be good on. Gas extractor and methane we can't get yet. Sulfur we can find. I know where to find it. And then mushrooms, we're good with the expanded farm. So all we really need for this biolab currently is algae. And algae is created by this guy, T1 or T2. We really can, I think, make most of the stuff from T1. But since I'm looking at this, I almost feel like we do T2. I think we do T1 because we can just deconstruct T1 to make T2 eventually. So I'm going to pin that recipe in the top left. Bioplastic, eggplant, water bottle, magnesium, super alloy. Most of that besides bioplastic nugget isn't a big deal. We need 2 mushrooms, a silicon, and water bottle. Mushrooms are 58% done. I did not get a chance to organize. I don't believe I have any mushroom though. Yeah, no available mushrooms yet. So we're gonna have to just wait until these get done, which they're 61%. They won't take too long. Once they're done, we'll build that algae collector and we'll be good there. Otherwise, I need more energy. I think what I want to do is upgrade my nuclear reactors to a T2 nuclear reactor, because if you look, I just need 3 uranium rods and explosive powder. Explosive powder is easy to do. Explosive powder is 2 sulfur and an iridium, which we should have all the supplies for. And again, I apologize for the lack of organization in those boxes. I promise that I will get them organized. In between one of the next couple of episodes, I'll do it. I wanted to jump in and play. I was kind of ready to go. Okay, so let's take a look here. We just need 3 uranium rods. How many current nuclear reactors do we have? We have a bunch, so if I deconstruct 3 of them, I should just be able to, yeah, so watch. Everything's gonna power down and that's okay. 1, 2, 3, and now we can put you down. And then, yeah, good. And so that gives us a little bit of some excess power, 76 kilowatts. I have half a mind while we're waiting for those eggplants to get, if we get 2 more uranium rods and another explosive powder, we can deconstruct that other nuclear reactor to get an abundance of energy. I'm thinking we do that. Let me see. Yep, we're good to go 2 uranium rods. We need 1 iridium, 2 sulfur, and now let me just do this, explosive powder, and as long as we break down this guy, we can now just build a second nuclear reactor, T2, which should give us a ton of excess energy to the tune of like probably over 300. Yeah, so 321 kilowatts available, which is just good. It's just good, good practice generally. Mushrooms should be pretty close, 71%. All right, something I wouldn't mind doing then, since we have the energy, is to build a biodome. That gets us, I think it's really just oxygen creation though. I don't think it gets us anything beyond that. So maybe I don't need that. Our oxygen is looking pretty good. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I mean, look, T1 algae generator, oxygen 127, biodome is 135. I don't see any benefit to having it because it's just a lot of resources and a decent amount of energy. So I think I'm gonna hold off on that. What else do we want to make? T3 heater wouldn't be horrible. We have a lot of iridium. Let's get some more heat production going. Heat production, silicone, titanium, aluminum, and iridium rod. We should have enough for 2 heaters. Where do I want to put them? Oh, T3 heater has to be inside. That's my bad. We'll just put them upstairs. We did have a nice little kind of area going where we're putting all of our heaters. A couple more heaters doesn't hurt. Doesn't really help as much as I would like, but it does something. Next thing we can do if we want to continue pushing heat generation is we can launch another rocket. That's probably a pretty smart thing to do, and we do have a spare rocket engine laying around right there. Just got to remember what the heat rocket takes. I want to say silicon, but I can't really remember. Nope, I'm sorry. It is 3 cobalt. Yeah, we'll launch off a heat multiplier rocket. It helps. Every rocket launched helps us. We can't do anything about super alloy rod just yet, but that should help with heat generation, again, getting us closer to that pressure level 4 unit. All right, come on. These got to be done, right? 84%. Still waiting. Yeah, heat doubled, so 4,200 PKs per second, which is okay. Did drop down... We know it drops down some asteroids, and it looks like they're uranium asteroids, so we can go after them. I care a little bit less about that. Look at all this good stuff here. A lot of cobalts and stuff. You know what? How about we put down a vehicle station? It's probably not the worst thing in the world to make. 3 aluminum, 2 super alloy, and an iridium rod. I didn't really love the vehicle in the last one, but I mean, we're gonna use it eventually. So iridium rod, we just need 3 aluminum. I definitely have that in a box somewhere. Really gotta organize this better, and I will. Let's throw down the vehicle station. We'll just put it back here because it's safe. We'll put it roughly ground level here. And again, I don't really feel the need to make that rover. I'm not really all that jazzed up about it. It was a good storage locker, essentially, but outside of the storage locker component of it, it was kind of just meh. So we have a lot of stuff going on here. We do have our mining rigs that we created, getting us all of our base resources, including dolomite, which I like. I like the fact that dolomite comes through here. Dolomite can be broken up over here. Dolomite can be broken up into all the good stuff that we see at the bottom here, including iridium, I think. But at least it was cobalt at the very least. All right, there we go. Mushroom, mushroom, mushroom. Unfortunately, we have 3 mushrooms, not 4. If we would have had 4, we would have been able to make 2 bioplastic nuggets, which actually would get us that T2. Yeah, we need 1 more mushroom. It would have gotten us the T2 algae guy. We'll just make the T1 for now over in the lake right here. We'll just make the T1 for now. And then once the other mushrooms grow, we'll be able to make replace this one with the T2. And T2 is just better. It's just got more algae. Now this gives us algae, which allows us to make the bacteria dish. And with the bacteria dish over here, the bacteria sample, sorry, that unlocks algae, but the bacteria, algae and bacteria. Algae unlocks fertilizer, which we really need. T2 fertilizer as well, which we don't need yet, but we will eventually. It unlocks mutagen as well. Right now, mutagen isn't super important, but it will be in the future. I think what we do now is go exploring a little bit. We have, let me see, we have food, and I'm gonna put everything else in this box. We're gonna need all 4 of those things in a second. I will carry with me just 1 extra water bottle. All right, what direction do we want to explore? That's the biggest question. We can go back this way. We can go back this way. We can travel. You know, I don't mind going back that way. I'm gonna grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's enough for my standard living compartment. Let me just make sure. This is the mobile one. We've talked before. It's a little hacky. Yeah, it is. But it's the only way to guarantee that I get oxygen and I'm able to like hold on to and maintain that oxygen. Let's go back this direction. We went that direction last. We'll go back this way, back into that lava area that we found. There was that back alcove that was pretty interesting. I don't mind going. And then by the time we get back, I'm sure that we'll have the mushrooms that we need to expand to the T2 algae grower. Plus there'll be several algae that undoubtedly will have spawned at that point that we can grab. I don't really feel the need to take that. I think there's a reason why that chest has just been sitting there for a while. You know what? Let's go up this way. I don't think I've ever gone up this way. I know we've been over this direction. That all is familiar. That's where the lava zone is and stuff. Over this direction, this is ice. Don't really need ice for anything currently. chests, I'm loosely looking for. Whoa, oxygen multiplier fuse. Yes, please. Now that we have a fuse, we can. Do we have an optimizer? Can't make an optimizer, but an optimizer could do some really cool things for us in the future. We'll take everything here just because why not? And then we'll keep heading this direction. Hey, hold on a second. Nice. Some seeds. Take the good stuff and keep moving. Oh, this looks good. This looks real good. What is going on here? Can I deconstruct any of this? Not really. But this storage locker and you. Security system disabled and attack occurred. We've seen this before. Nice. Blueprint and drones log. Oh my goodness. Uranium. Wow, there is so much good stuff here. All right, well, we got to remember that this is here. See, that's the problem. Look at that. I'm already filled on my inventory. Sulfur over there. Just because, let's put our temporary living compartment here. We'll save up some inventory space, and then we'll run over here. That's where the truck, the rover, becomes somewhat useful because it's just kind of like a mobile area to put stuff in, to put your resources, and then you can recall it back to the main base area. Okay. Unfortunately, there you go. We're filled. That means we do have to go back to main base. I'll cut back in when I'm there. All right, head back out. Unfortunately, the trips are so short. Ugh, I am a little worried about this water. I think I'm good there. That water's got to raise really high to hit my base. I think that more likely the base is just touching the water. I just somewhat didn't think that it would cover that base with water. Anyway, we're gonna go back this way again. It is unfortunate that my inventory gets so emptied so fast, but kind of is what it is. Territory, you know, I can consider making the rover. It's just so much resources with that iridium rods. We don't have a reliable way to get iridium just yet. We're gonna bypass that the area back there that we explored last. I mean, we can always go back there and empty the rest of that big supply chest loot thingy. For now, I'm just gonna see what's up here because this looks interestingly flat, right? So this is interesting. No, this. Oh yeah, okay. Terraforming explosives. We've already seen that message like 3 or 4 times, truthfully. We'll check this chest out. Explosives. Let's check over here. This looks interesting. We gotta put down our whoa. We gotta put down our oxygen capsule pretty soon. Oh, baby. Tell me more about this. Let's drop this here with this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, blue feels like osmium crystals to me. Yes. Okay, osmium is great. I will take osmium right now, absolutely so. We were struggling to find osmium previously. This wow, it got dark really fast. That osmium makes it so that we can very easily create more things that we need to. What are you? More ore extractors that needed osmium. We gotta get out of here because of oxygen reasons. Let's go back up to this oxygen base, and then we can go right across the desert actually to get back in here. Oh, weird. That artificially darkens everything. We saw something like that in the previous game. Let's go back to the main base. I will cut around this way. Our inventory's full, so we can't do anything, unfortunately, as far as getting more stuff, but or more resources. But hey, we did find an osmium area. Osmium is good. This is very interesting, though. I don't love that we don't have oxygen. I know there's at least one oxygen base down here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, there's one right there. It's pretty far, so I don't really want to risk going too far, but I will check over here briefly because, boy, this looks like a lot of stuff that I'm really going to care about. This looks really good. All right, I'm gonna have to come back here, absolutely. I'm really interested about what we can find in there. Really, let me think. Really, what we need is terraformation score. So we just got to suck it up and start building. Start building more pressure generation things, start building more heat generation things, launch some rockets, and then go from there. So, ooh, what are you? Okay, good. Definitely need oxygen, but we have an oxygen thingy right here. We're good to go. All right, now I'm heading back, and we'll decode that blueprint, and then I think we've done enough exploring. Now let's do a little bit of crafting as far as the equipment goes. We'll create a little bit of the the important stuff. So I guess that would be more heat and more pressure. I just hate that I only have T3 equipments there. I really got to come back and grab these. That's a ton of uranium. Just going to grab all this uranium here because otherwise I don't think I'm ever going to remember to do it if I don't just do it now. 23 uranium plus 24, 25, 26, 20. There's 28 if I include those 3 on the ground. That's a lot. That's actually a full T2 nuclear reactor, I believe. 27, yeah, 98 to 27. That basically from that one asteroid rocket, we got enough uranium for another full T2 power plant. That's a big deal. All right, we're gonna decode these two. Decode 1, microchip map, love that. Second one is T2 vehicle inventory. You know, I really like that microchip map. Let's just do 2 aluminum and obsidian. I don't think I found any obsidian yet. I haven't found any obsidian yet, but I think I know where to find obsidian. So let's go on, I guess I lied. I'm gonna go on one more adventure out to the lava area to see if I can find any obsidian. You know what I'm realizing? I think there's a really real potential that the obsidian is found in those ore cluster pod things. Starting to wonder if that's the case. We'll head, now we did head this way once upon a time. This direction I think we've been to before. Let's head this way and we'll just go up to the lava area. There's just no way that there's no obsidian over near the lava area. I don't know. It just doesn't feel probable, right? We do have the oxygen capsule hacky thing. I'm looking for, that looks like obsidian to me. Come on, tell me that's not obsidian. If not, I'm looking for ore. This is that basalt bauxite stuff. We're gonna go in this cave. There's gotta be obsidian. That looks like obsidian. Oh, there it is. Okay. Fantastic. Whoa, hello. Okay, so we got something over there. We'll put our living compartment out here just for oxygen and to empty our inventory. We know we can get back on a full oxygen tank. I do want to see what's over here, though. This, to me, looks interesting. I'll note that you absolutely need... Nice. You absolutely needed a jetpack to get over here, so that's interesting. We get another blueprint microchip. We like to see that, you know? More obsidian, which we'll take. All the obsidian we can. That's a pretty rare resource, obsidian. It's like it's not an end game resource, but it's definitely middle game. Nothing really good here. This is a big old blueprint microchip. Okay. More eggplant and some seeds, and then a bunch more obsidian. It's okay. I mean, hey, that I would say is pretty successful. It was exactly what we wanted to achieve. We wanted to find the obsidian. We found the obsidian. Now we can get the map upgrade, which really should help me with my navigational skills moving forward. Just my ability to be able to see and know where I'm going and what I'm doing. While I'm here, let me just check this direction quick. Okay, let's go back. We have a full inventory anyway. All right, we're back. Show interface, decode a blueprint, T2 equipment increase, display case. Don't really care about either of those. But what I do care about is you. 2 aluminum and an obsidian gets me my beloved microchip map. Now, if I press M, boom, I can see everything. Now, where was I? We went this way. There is a whole unexplored area down here. That's interesting. Drop this in a box. Again, I promise you all that I will organize this better in the near future. All right, mushrooms, great. We have enough mushrooms to make this thing work now. So what do we need? We need this. That might be it. Hold on a second. Okay. There's my second bioplastic nugget, so we can upgrade to the T2 algae generator. But we need another bioplastic nugget, magnesium, and super alloy, which means we can just deconstruct the T1. Yep. So now if I come over here, I deconstruct T1. I know it's been growing, but is what it is, and we throw in T2. T2 is significantly more efficient than T1. We'll put it right there. Actually, you know what? I lied. I'm gonna put it closer to right there. Now, this should be pretty quick. Growth speed 1.4. I think it's still gonna take some time. But the oxygen generation is pretty good. Look at that, plus 350 ppqs per second. Yeah, growth is 1%. It might just need deeper water. I wonder if that's the issue. So I could put it right in the middle. Let's leave it there for now, but hopefully that gives us that bacteria that we were really looking for. Next thing I want to do quick is I want to run up here and I want to look at my rockets. Can't do anything without the super alloy rod, unfortunately. I would really like map information rocket. I could get T2 GPS satellite now that I am using the map more. The rocket engine sucks, and then 2 microchip compasses. Doesn't suck too much. 3 super alloys isn't terrible. It's okay, not great. Pretty close to lake water collector that fixes any potential water issues. Optimizer's great, coming soon. T4 heater I could use quicker. So maybe we do focus a little bit of work on oxygen. Okay, you know what's something I want to do? Let's take an ore extractor around and we'll see where we can get special resources from. We'll go around a couple different areas so that we know when we get the T2 ore extractor, we know where to put it down. We have a lot of osmium now. Iridium's still an issue, but let's just go around a little bit and see what we can find. Unlock T2 biodime, I will make that. All right, we have enough resources right now for this guy, the ore extractor. Let's just check real fast a couple of different locations to see what we'll get if we were to mine in those locations. Aluminum extraction would be okay, not great. Osmium extraction would be pretty good, actually. What else would be good? I'm gonna put it in here, just check the osmium first. So there's definitely osmium in this cave and everything has a blue tint. So if we do this, let's see what it produces. Just iron. So we could maybe put this in the sulfur area. It's just such a darn distance to travel. Okay, I'm gonna put this here for now as a reserve, but I'm basically just going to scoop this up when I need it and I'll move it to wherever I want to throw it, move it over to. Oh, nice, look. This one is growing all of the algae and it produces like a whole inventory full at once. What percentage is it? 25%, yeah. So we'll get that pretty fast. And that unlocks all the rest of the materials that we need to do. The last thing that we're gonna do for this episode is something that I've been holding off on just because. We're gonna throw in a couple of T3 drills just because. All right, we'll throw down 2 more drills in the back here. 1 and 2. And unfortunately, we don't have enough resources for any more, and it's mainly aluminum based. For aluminum, I think we need the bauxite, which we aren't getting consistently. Okay. All right, well, I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good place to stop. We did a decent amount in this one, got more generation going. We launched a rocket, we did some exploring, we got the Obsidian, we got our mobile map, which you gotta love because it helps us to identify where we need to go and where we can go. Yeah, that'll do it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.